Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm going to talk you through your maths learning for today. So today is the Wednesday the 13th of January, and first of all we're going to start with our retrieval as we always do. So can you write your numbers to 20? So remember, this is something that you have been taught, so you should know, so it's just recapping so you don't forget. So there's a number line on the bottom of the screen which you can access in the PowerPoint to support you with writing your numbers to 20. Okay, now we are going to look at today's date. So I want you to think about what day it is today, what day it was yesterday, and what day it will be tomorrow. Okay, so we're going to do that carry on doing that through the week. So what we are learning to do today is represent the time to the hour. Okay, so representing the time to the hour. So how can we be successful? So when we say represent, it means to show the time, to make the time. And to the hour, it means o'clock. So if you can draw the hands on a clock or show the time to the hour. So key vocabulary is just a recap of what we was doing yesterday. So again, same language: clock hand, hour hand, minute hand, o'clock, and half past. So can you have a look at an analog clock? Have a look at the hands. What do you already know about a clock? So again, this is a recap. So what do you already know about a clock? Can you remember anything from your learning yesterday? So do you know what o'clock is or means? So it says here, the hour when telling the time. So it's just recapping again from yesterday's learning. So what does o'clock look like on a clock? So again, so the hour hand, this is really important. The hour hand is the smaller hand. You can see on the screen, so that's the green hand. And that green hand goes on the hour. You say what the hour is, so it is 2 o'clock. The minute hand is the big hand and is always on the 12 at the top. So again, like on my clock here, you've got your hour hand, which is the smaller red hand, and then your minute hand is your tall, big blue hand there. So the time here is showing, it's pointing to 2, so it's 2 o'clock. So time to take a look at o'clock on the big clock. What time is it and what do you do at this time? So I'm going to show you some times on the clock. Again, this is just a recap of yesterday's learning. See if you can tell the time, okay? Okay, so that is 3 o'clock. What time is it? What do you do at this time? That's 5 o'clock. Okay, 6 o'clock. So what do you do at 6 o'clock? Eight o'clock. What do you do at 8 o'clock? And 12 o'clock. So again, here's a recap. Can you tell the time to the hour? So there's some clock times here. Can you remember what time they are? And tell somebody what that time is. So now moving on to the activities. So the activity for today is, can you access analog time o'clock and complete the activity? So the sheets there is on the corner of the screen, so you can see what the sheet looks like that you're trying to complete and access. You may want to use, so you can do that activity and draw the hands on the clock, or you may want to use a real clock or watch and represent the time on that. Or if you wanted to, you can create your own clock, create your own hands on the clock and do it on your own on that. So using like split pins if you wanted to. So there's options, it's up to you what you would like to do. Just remember when you're drawing the hands on the clock that you're careful with the size of the hands. So remembering that your hour hand is your smaller hand and your minute hand is your bigger hand. So show that when you're drawing your hands on the clock for the o'clock time. You can use different colours, if you like, for the different hands to make it clear as well. Just like here, we've got the blue and the red. And if you want to take pictures of any of these activities that you complete and share it with your teacher, if you send it through to parent support, just remember in your subject to put your child's first name and their class they're in, and then we can respond. So your fly high challenge is, can you talk about or write down what you do at the o'clock times? And can you describe the hands on the clock? So when you're showing the time we draw on the hands, it's to be able to say that for 2 o'clock, the hour hand points to the 2 and the minute hand is always on the 12 for 2 o'clock. Then you have some fly high challenges. So can you write your own time and represent it onto a blank clock? So you might want a blank clock that you create yourself and you can draw the hands on and write the time. If you want to challenge yourself further, then there are some questions that will challenge your thinking. So here is a reasoning question for you. Kim says the big hand is pointing to the 6 and the small hand is pointing to the 12. So it is 6 o'clock. Do you agree? So yes or no, and then can you explain your thinking? Okay, so I'll leave that to you. And then there's just a little recap at the end of a bit of a plenary. So what is o'clock? Which hands go where? And what are the hands called? So what is the term for the hands? What is the correct language we use to describe the hands? Thank you for joining me for your maths learning today, and enjoy.